Hello, welcome to my channel. So today we have a friend's lawnmower that's in dire need of getting his lawnmower cut. He got halfway through and the lawnmower died. He tried to start it, it shut down, got it going again, and then it died again, and that was it. So here's the lawnmower. It's a Husqvarna with a Briggs & Stratton engine, LC 121P. In pretty clean condition. Just give you a quick walk around. Alright, we'll get you set up on the tripod and we'll get going trying to diagnose this. Alright, just so we can duplicate what it's doing, we're going to try to start it and see if it's, see what the issue is. So it appears to start. So the first problem I found is the handle's pretty loose. So let's start by, let's make sure you can see. We'll start by taking off the catcher. Let's first start by tightening this handle. So the handle appears to be held down by cotter pins, which I don't think is correct. Yeah, I don't think this is correct. Seems to be something missing there. I'm going to put you guys on a quick hold and I'm going to do a quick Google search to see. Appears to be like a bolt missing. One sec. Alright, so we're going to attack the handle first. It's too loose to even test or try. So this is what was in there before. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to put a bolt and a washer and a lock nut and get it on securely. So I'll just get you a little closer here to what I'm doing. Alright, so there's the kit for one side I'll be using. Alright, just get her tightened up. Alright. So we'll get the cotter pin. Just get the cotter pin removed on the other side. And just to show you, there's the cotter pin and the MacGyver that was done to that before. same thing to the other side. All right. Okay, so that fixes one problem. These handles here. All right, so that fixes one problem. And as you've seen earlier, it runs. So let's take you outside and we'll cut some grass and see how it does while cutting grass. I'll pause the video and we'll get you outside. All right, so we're back outside. And let's see if this thing will stay running. Alright guys, so it runs. The only thing really wrong with it appeared to be just the handle. Seems to run perfect to me. This may end the video, but we'll do a few more checks and get right back to you. Alright, before we dig into it, my friend would still like me to look into it just to make sure everything's okay, so we're going to check the oil. Oil appears to be pretty dark. As you can see, I don't know if you guys can see it. See if it focuses there. It is a little over-filled. All right, so let's start by taking the air box off. So right off the bat, pretty dirty filter, so it's definitely going to need an air filter. We'll put that off the side, get that ordered. Alright, so let's start by taking off that air box. We got 2 bolts. Might be a 3rd bolt here we have to take off. Yeah, so we got two other bolts there that have to be taken off here. We might actually have a hose missing out of here. We'll have to check the manual for that. I can see right off the bat the vent hose is missing into the air breather box. Alright, so let's bring you guys a little bit closer to show you the condition of this. So not too bad, but we'll give her a spray, a clean. I'll back you guys up. So governor linkage and throttle cable seem to be freely moving. We'll spray some carb clean inside. Nothing seems to be sticking. Oh, I see a little problem here. Alright, I think I found the problem. So as you can see here, let me stop the video and I'll bring you closer. Alright, if you guys can see, got the light here. So as the throttle and governor open and close to the throat of the carb, as you can see, it's hitting this bracket. So we're going to just bend this bracket back. As you can see, it hits and it gets stuck open. So we're just going to bend that back. As best as possible. And just like that, it's no longer going to hit that bracket. And I think this is what my friend's problem was. Once it reached the maximum, it was hitting that bracket and it was getting stuck open. Yeah, so that fixes that problem. That should fix that problem. So we'll just continue spraying things along. Just see if there's everything else other than it's a little bit dirty inside. I'll just spray some carb cleaner inside. Spray the linkages. Spray inside the throat of the carb. Alright, everything seems to be moving freely. My friend is in a rush to get this back, so at least we got everything cleaned up and running. So let's quickly put this back together. He's going to be getting a new air filter for this, and we'll call him up and see if he has time to do an oil change. Let's give this backing plate a clean. All right, pretty clean. Just gonna wipe her down, dry it off. All right, you can see nice and clean. All right, let's reinstall, wipe her down here. When you're installing the backing plate, you want to make sure that the backing plate here goes into the air breather box at the back. And that is this hose right here. A little tricky to get on. not going in the hole. Bolt is not lining up for some reason. That roll too. There we go. All right, to do this properly, I guess I got to make sure this breather goes on. So let's take this top part of the, I believe there's a bolt here. So much grass clippings and dirt in here. Alright, set this off to the side. And I believe so there's a lot of dirt and grass clippings in here, and I'm not sure what kind of a, if it's an Allen key or a Torx. let's try an Allen key and see if that works. Try a smaller size. Yeah, it's an Allen key. That's kind of odd. Most of them are Robertsons or a bolt. All right. Get the bolt out. Oh, my magnet's too big. Okay. So this one seems to be stripped out. Oh, great. Okay. Yeah. All right, I'm going to blow that hole out. It looks like it's stripped out. And this bolt is definitely stripped. Yeah. So sometimes with an Allen key or an Allen bolt, you can use a Torx, an oversized Torx. Jam it in, and usually that works. And just like that, it worked. So it seems to be in. Front just clips in, so it should just pop off. And there you go. All right, so while we have this off, I'm going to do a little bit of vacuuming. All right, I'm just going to clean up my area here. I'll just pause it quick and be back once it's clean. Okay, so we're back. It's all just vacuumed up the area. It's never cool when you're working in a dirty area. So I'll quickly put this back together. Again, as I stated earlier, my friend wants this back as soon as possible. We'll get the air filter ordered and see if he has time to change the oil. It is pretty dark and it's also a little bit overfilled. Alright, you never want to over tighten that. These are just aluminum bolts. I'm going to stick the dirty filter back in, but again, he's going to be getting a new one. Oh, forgot we got 2 bolts. Forgot the bolts that go to hold the air breather to the carb. Oh. Alright. All right. Okay. So we're all back together. We just got to put the top cover back on. So this one will be re-secured by the Allen key, and the other one will have to use a torque. It's a T20, by the way. This one is a little bit stripped as well, so the T20 is going to work in it. Okay. This one lined in. Stand over here so you guys can see. So there's a little tab that this has to fall inside. There you go. Nice and tight, snug, not too over tight. All right. So I think that about wraps up this video. It's nice and clean. I'm going to put you on pause, bring it back down, and we'll give it another start just to make sure it starts again. All right, so I'm back. We were about to finish off. I called my friend, and asked him if he wanted to do the oil change and said yes. So we're gonna have to clean up this area here. I want to see what model it is so I can go ahead and order his air filter. So this should be the sticker plate that tells you the model of it. Alright. So clearly that's not the right sticker. So I'm going to pause and bring you around to start doing the oil change. Alright, so we're back. We're going to be doing his oil change. Clean this dipstick, put it off to the side. So today, there's two ways you can do an oil change. You can tip it on its side, but making sure that the air breather is facing up, and tip it into an oil drain pan. But I like to do things a lot easier. And again, video's not sponsored by Vevor, but I have this Vevor fluid extractor, oil extractor. I've got it all set up. There's two ways this one works. It works with air, or it works manually. You just throw the extension tube all the way down to the bottom. Let's get you set up a little closer so you can see everything. And you start pumping. There is a little aid here. As you can see, it's starting to come up the tube. Now, if you use the air compressor, it's obviously a lot faster. So manually, it does take a lot of pumps. And I need the exercise. So you keep pumping until you hear the sound of the suction sound. Now, lawnmowers usually take about a quart of oil, slightly less than a quart. Every lawnmower is different. So usually you can stop for a bit and then you have to keep pumping again. Keep going again. I'm already hearing the suction sound. There you go. I don't know if you guys can hear that suction sound. Yeah, I can feel the bottom. There's nothing left. So again, always wipe and make sure everything's clean. And we'll give it a little bit more of a pump to suck everything that's in the hose. Alright. So that was pretty easy. We'll just put it off to the side. And just to show you, you can see a little bit less than a little bit more than a quart of oil in there. Okay, so let's get our funnel. Right, you can put SA30 or 10W30, but today we're going to put it in the, I do have a, gotta try to find it, because we don't have, I have a measuring cup somewhere. Alright, so we're just going to put a little bit, I don't have my So we'll just put a little bit and then we'll check it as we go along until I'm able to find my, my measuring jug. I don't know where it is. Still not touching the dipstick yet. I don't think we're just right there. I'll just show you guys. Right at the top hole, nice and full. Alright, so that about wraps up this video. Alright, last final step, we're going to take it down off the table, start her up, and make sure she starts. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So it's back on the ground. Oil change is done. Only thing it needs is an air filter, which we're going to get ordered. Everything's cleaned up, carb cleaned, vacuumed, wiped down. Top cover, everything put back on. Handles fixed. And now theoretically it should start. So that wraps up this video. If you liked the video, please like the video and subscribe. We'll see you on the next video.